Do we need to be close to each other? We work together, so we met at the office.
I saw him first.
Yes, she did.
I was single and kind of looking for a good person.
And I was single, and I was looking for the same. We fell in love.
And I thought Keith was a good catch. For the most part, I thought similar.
Yeah.
I think I'm a lot, I might have a lot more different views than Keith.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to our home life and family, on that we're the same, and that's where we connect.
Most important.
Yeah.
Cynthia.
We met through a mutual friend, and I liked him right away, and he liked me, but we couldn't date right away because the friend who had introduced us liked me. But
What was your...
I think it was just easy. You know, there was never any strife, there was never any difficulty. We always had fun together, even if we were doing something mundane or boring or sucky. You know, that we'd throw little jokes at each other and we'd just find a way to get through it. And you know, I think accepting that you're going to have difficulty and it's how you handle it, and not expecting that you're not going to have difficulty. And he was very realistic like that. He knew things would happen.
I think what took her from just someone I was dating to someone I wanted to spend my life with, I had a friend's father who asked me, he said, "Why are you going to marry Cynthia?" after we'd announced our engagement. And I said, if I was ever in trouble, if I ever had to go to war, not literally, but, you know, war with life in some way, that this is the person who I wanted with me. So I knew that when life took its bad turns, that she wouldn't turn and run, that she would be there all the time for those. And, you know, when life was good, great, and when life was bad, she would be there for me.
Actually, we met in a bar, the one right down the street. That's how we met. Are we similar? No, we're totally opposite. She's a morning person, I'm not. She's like been with the same company for 35 years, and I've owned 2 businesses and had all different kinds of jobs. I'm very like in the moment, footloose, fancy free. She's very structured. We're really opposite. I pretty much suck it up and do what she tells me to do. And I don't argue. I'm not an arguing. I think sometimes she's like looking for an argument, even if she knows she's wrong. She's like the type that likes to argue, and I'm the type that will do anything to avoid an argument. Like, we're totally opposites. Sometimes it gets kind of frustrating for me, but I just remind myself how nice she is to everybody else. You know, she's a really good person, even though sometimes she's rough on me.
Okay.
But I kind of just take it and just figure it as an opportunity for me to grow as a person.
What I like about in my relationships with my mom is that she's being nice to me, she treats me well, and it's kind of fun to have her around. 'Cause I know it from the start, baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I'd win. Your love and mine, all those times I said that I love you, your love and mine.
Factors that contributed to my last breakup were we didn't have a lot in common, and my ex did not want to try new things where I did. And eventually it came to a point where there was no teamwork within the relationship. It became a selfish me relationship, and that's what ended it, pretty much.
Because we didn't get along, and we were both not patient enough to work out.
What I want in a relationship is stability. I want a person who is ready to just move in with me and make a life with me. The last relationship I had, there was a lot of issues. All his kids live with him, so I wouldn't ask him to tell them to move out. So I just never made it. Had a serious relationship with him. But that's what I want. I want stability in our relationship.
Contributed to my last breakup would have to be rushing things and not getting to know my partner well enough, and me being the one not to always communicate all the time, but would rather act on it, and just not taking times with things, in every aspect of the relationship, whether it have been, sex, rushing into that, and then the aftermath of that, So, pretty much, bottom line, hands down, rushing into things.
Okay, some of the factors that contributed to my last breakup were not giving myself an opportunity to get to know that person in depth before we began to have a relationship and then a child and living together. So I guess I found out too late just their different habits and things that he viewed that were important, his priorities. And I felt like the relationship wasn't 50-50. I felt like I gave 100 or I gave 90 and he gave 10%. And I was looking for a father figure and a provider, to help me out around the house, and he wasn't that. So that's the reason.